Tonight, on A Week in League, we'll be talking LCS, LPL, LEC, LCK, FPX's new top laner, C9 Berserker, Champions Queue, and so much more, right after the intro. Welcome to A Week in League, where we cover League of Legends esports all around the globe from all 4 major regions. I'm your host, Slomar, and let's just get right into the news. As usual, timestamps and references will be in the description, and while you're down there, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thanks. Let's talk about the Week 1 and 2 MVP, and that's LNG's mid laner, Doinby. Doinby has been on a roll lately, getting 4 Player of the Game awards so far this season. LNG remains undefeated in the LPL standings. Let's talk about another undefeated team, and that's V5. And last week, I said Dream will not be getting any playtime behind star mid laner rookie, and boy was I wrong. This guy's been shining in the mid lane so far, helping the team in their undefeated streak. And he even has 2 Player of the Game awards under his belt. JDG's also undefeated in the LPL with impressive performances from their top laner 369, their jungler Kanavi, and their AD carry Hope. Weeaboo Gaming's support On has 2 Player of the Game awards under his belt, even though the game has been 2-2 so far. RNG's the only other undefeated team in the LPL, however, they've only played 2 games. We'll have to see if they can remain undefeated after this week. Here's a quick look at the LPL standings. As you can see, we got JDG, LNG, V5, and RNG in the top 4, with top esports, Ultra Prime, Anyone's Legend, EDG, Weeaboo Gaming, and IG to round up the top 10 in the LPL. Time for Game of the Week, or Int of the Week, depending on how you look at it. And this week, it's EDG against Weeaboo Gaming. And I know that's 2 weeks in a row with Shy Games, but hear me out. This week, the guy plays not only Kale, but he plays Anivia top. Enough about the series. If you want to watch the Shy play Kale and Anivia, and EDG win 2 clean games, that's the series for you. Let's talk LCK with another 4-way tie for first place. Technically, T1 has 1 less point, but they're undefeated in series. That's gotta count for something, right? Here are the MVP leaderboards for LCK Week 1. The list is dominated by players from the top 4 undefeated teams, at least for the time being. It is only the first week after all. I'm gonna start by talking about the game of the week on this one because my god was that a series. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Telecom War, and the Telecom War never disappoints. Yes, I'm talking about T1 versus KT. The series went all the way to 3 games, and T1 managed to grab the win. Cuz managed to grab his 700th kill and his 2000th assist in the first week of the LCS. Here's a quick look at the standings. As I mentioned, there's a 3, maybe 4-way tie in first place, depending on how you look at it, with LSB, KDF, HLE, KT, NS, and BRO rounding the top 10 in that order. Week 1 started, and it was a super week, ladies and gentlemen. In this league, there's only 1 undefeated team, and that's G2. The MSI hangover is not a thing for the G2 squad, and they ended up going 3-0 this weekend, defeating Rogue, Mad Lions, and Astralis. Caps also took the lead for the most Player of the Game awards this season. Niski had a great return back to the LEC this weekend, going 2-1 with Mad Lions and securing 2 Player of the Game awards under his belt. I was excited to see this guy back, and he did not disappoint. Perks is the only other player to have 2 Player of the Game awards, helping his team go 2-1 this weekend. Here's a quick look at the LEC standings. We got G2 in first place, and a big 5-way tie in second place between Fnatic, XL, Mad Lion, Vitality, and Astralis, leaving Rogue and SK tied for 7th and 8th place. The LCS also kicked off with a super week, giving us 3 full days of broadcast. Love me an extra day of LCS broadcast. Let's start off by talking about the week 1 MVP, and that's EG's jungler Inspired. The team is showing no signs of MSI hangover, which is a common symptom experienced by teams that go to MSI. Side effects may contain inting, feeding, and running it down mid. TL's another undefeated team going 3-0 this weekend, and we got to see Bjergsen vs Jensen again after 652 days. Yup, that's a long time. Bjergsen happened to have an insane KDA this weekend, and did I mention that TL had a perfect game? Yeah, they're definitely coming back strong this summer. CLG is the only other undefeated team in the LCS this weekend. It has been a long time since CLG has seen much success in the LCS. In fact, the org hasn't gone 3-0 since 2017. Here's a look at the MVPs from day 1. Day 2. Day 3. Palfox and JoJoPune take the lead with 2 Player of the Game awards each. Time for Game of the Week! And this week, we're gonna pick something a little different. It's not so much about gameplay this week. However, in my opinion, it's about the historical value. And the fact that it was a TriCast, it's definitely worth a watch. Anyways, it's the C9 TL game. Yes, my friends, the Bjergsen versus Jensen battle. Now, like I said, don't get your hopes up too high. The game was okay at best, and C9 was playing with their Academy bot lane. Still worth a watch if you ask me. Here's a quick look at the LCS standings. As you can see, we got a 3-way tie between CLG, EG, and TL. Man, it feels so weird to say CLG in first place. They've been a meme team for so long. I was personally a CLG fan back in the Hotshot and maybe the Rush Hour days, but I don't know, those days are long gone. Perhaps I'll pick up one of those sick jerseys now that they're not a total meme, right? In 4th place, we got 100T, then a 4-way tie in 5th place between FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, Immortals, and TSM, with Cloud9 and Dignitas tied for last place. We'll have to see if the CLG resurgence is something that's going to stick around for the rest of the season. But I bet you nobody would have picked CLG going 3-0 this weekend. That's for sure. Welcome to In Other News, where we cover other news that may or may not be related to the esport. Our first story, in other news, Golden Guardians top laner Licorice has managed to beat C9 for the first time since he's left the team, breaking a 13-game loss streak. In other news, ex-pro players Shiphtur and QT were denied entry to Champions Queue after grinding all the way up to Challenger. In other news, Xbox Game Pass now unlocks all champions. There are other Riot Games perks that come with the Xbox Game Pass: Valorant, League of Legends, Runeterra, just to name a few. More info in the description. In other news, C9 Berserker has arrived to NA. Last episode, we talked about how C9 Berserker possibly has lost his passport or it has gotten stolen. This week, he's finally landed in NA. C9 started last week with their Academy bot lane. We'll have to see if they have time to slot Berserker and Sven in before this weekend. In other news, FPX just picked up the LCS Spring MVP Summit. Hope we get some playtime this spring. In other news, and again, maybe not so much news on this one, FlyQuest has put out this amazing 50-second video on the LCS broadcast this weekend. I would highly recommend you watch it. Link in description. And that concludes our show for tonight. Tune in next week for a new episode of A Week in League. We'll be going over key games, standings, and other news from all 4 major regions. I'm your host, Slomar. Have a good night, and good luck in solo queue.